In the world of transaction services, experience makes all the difference. It's knowing the markets, knowing the buyers, knowing the value, and knowing the strategies to implement that will be most effective. And it's that experience that we put into play every day for our clients, because we know experience ultimately defines a success story.
Citywide is a story like many other successful companies. Success stories where the owners put so much time and energy into growing their business that when they reach that pinnacle of success, they never really planned for the next phase of their lives. It was always about the business.
Citywide is a towing and recovery company that has been serving Calgary and southern Alberta since 1963. Buying a towing company was my father's idea. In 1989, my father, husband, and I purchased a small company called Buster's Towing. Through growth and acquisitions, we grew the business to where it is today. My father's guiding principles for quality and professionalism still shows in how we conduct business every day.
In the last 15 years, Wendy and I have grown the business substantially. We've expanded our operation to include branches in Calgary, Strathmore, Airdrie, and Okotoks. We have invested in our fleet, which includes light-duty, medium-duty, and heavy-duty tow trucks, as well as a complete fleet of tilt-bed trucks and trailers. We've also developed our own custom dispatch software, which will further position ourselves as leaders in our industry.
When I look back at what has been built, I do so with pride. The time and commitment that both Rob and I have invested with this company has been so rewarding. We have set a standard in the towing industry with our commitment to quality service. It is recognized through our contracts and solid partnerships that includes the City of Calgary, AMA, enforcement agencies, and insurance companies, just to name a few.
Today we are the largest towing fleet in southern Alberta and one of the largest in Canada. But with that accomplishment, we are also in a different place in our lives.
With a young family combined with a growing business, we've had to make some sacrifices along the way. And it was because of this that Rob and I wanted to take a step back.
Our family is very important to us. We came to the realization that we could not continue to commit the same time to both our business and our family.
We wanted to scale back on our time commitment to the business and spend more time with our family while pursuing other opportunities.
One day we discussed this with our tax specialist from MNP. He suggested that maybe we should talk to their corporate finance division and look at our options.
In our initial meeting with Wendy and Rob, I understood their sense of pride for everything they had built with Citywide, coupled with the fact that they wanted more free time to spend with their family. As our discussions continued, we looked at some options. The one they were most interested in was securing a majority investor in the company. That way they could still have a smaller stake in their business, not giving it up entirely, and have that important time that they had worked so hard for.
Then we started thinking, well, maybe we can have it all. And the talks continued. We had a number in mind that we felt was what our business was worth.
Wilma was confident many financial buyers would be interested, and she could get the price we wanted and probably even more.
With the annuity contracts they had secured, the assets, potential opportunity, and capital invested in the company, this was a sound, low-risk opportunity. And so the process began. We developed an information memorandum which effectively positioned Citywide, and after completing this, we began marketing the company to a select group of private equity firms we knew would be a good fit with Citywide. With MNP's vast network of private equity firms who invest in medium-sized companies, we were able to generate substantial interest.
The number of parties interested was beyond our expectations. Before we knew it, more and more parties were emerging, and we had to decide on a short list of buyers we would meet.
And that's where the expertise and experience of MNP really paid off for us. We had expressions of interest from over 10 companies, and that was eventually reduced to 4, based on the most qualified investors and the best fit for us.
One of the interested parties was Signal Hill Equity Partners, a very successful private equity firm based in Toronto. I worked with them before on a previous deal and knew that this was a perfect fit for them.
When Wilma initially contacted us about Citywide, we were very interested. We were confident that this was a sound investment for us, not just because of the information memorandum, but because the trust we had built with both MNP and Wilma. I had dealt with Wilma and others at MNP on previous deals. We always found that MNP isn't one-sided in their transactions. They are very diligent in creating a win-win scenario for both parties and are very good at solving issues that always come up in a transaction. That credibility is essential, and their assistance really makes the probability of getting a deal done much higher. So we're always interested in investing our time in a deal that Wilma or others at MNP present.
We eventually closed a deal with Signal Hill, who made a material investment in Citywide Towing, which will provide additional capital for growth and acquisitions. Just as important, Signal Hill will also assist the company with finding senior people to assist Wendy and Rob.
MNP brought us a deal that allowed us to still be part of Citywide, but also provides us the future we worked so hard for.
What seemed so simple wasn't. Starting out in the process, we didn't realize the magnitude of the work that would be required to complete a transaction of this size. It was far more complicated than we ever imagined.
That's why we are so grateful we had the experience and expertise of Wilma and MNP on our side. From the marketing, negotiating, and structuring the transaction, Wilma worked collaboratively with us, guiding us every stage in order to realize maximum value for the successful close.
Experience makes all the difference.